Welcome to today's class. We're gonna reduce some stress, move our bodies, and I also might bring some people up live to discuss different issues that are going on in your world. Hopefully we can help some people today. And just adjust the angle. So let me know where you're from, what you'd like to get out of today. Put your name in the comments. Request to go live. I like to bring people up and have discussions. Just kidding, love ya. Oh, thank you. Okay, so while people are joining, please share this, please like it. It helps get the algorithm up. We'll do a fascial maneuver together, and then I'll see if anybody wants to come live and work through something. What we'll do, let's start off with fingers. Really simple one. This one helps if you want to open up your lungs and breathe better. It also helps if you have a lot of mental traffic, anxiety, racing thoughts. Helps calm the brain down, okay? Really quick and simple to do. I actually like to do it when I'm working, when I'm in a call, when I'm talking to people. Sometimes you'll see me doing stuff behind my back. It's because I'm actually working on my body. If you do that a couple times throughout the day, then your practice of helping yourself, it becomes really simple because you're doing it while you're doing other things. You know, while you're waiting for your water to boil, you can do a fascial maneuver, reduce your stress, and feel better immediately. And you're just waiting there anyways, so might as well take advantage of it, right? I just realized I'm under a coconut tree. It's a little windy, so I'm gonna move a little bit. I don't want to be the victim of a coconut. That actually happened once. Not to me, but to someone I know. Okay, so let's do the thumb. So take your left hand, palm facing down. Right hand, grab your thumb and twist it away from you. And really torque the skin, and then you're gonna pull your finger apart like you're trying to pull it off. And that creates tension and counter rotation in the finger and the fascia there. And what you're gonna do is just move your arms from right to left slowly and keep your head in the center. And breathe. And relax, shake it off. I actually have a full class where I go over the hands, the arms, the shoulders. If you've got any arm, shoulder, hands, finger, wrist issues, it's actually on our YouTube channel. You can go and watch the whole thing. Okay, other side. Right hand, fingers facing down. Grab your thumb. Twist it away from you really tight. Pull your fingers apart. Bring your hands in nice and tight, and you're just gonna move back and forth slowly. Now, if you have a lot of mental traffic, neurological issues, concussions, head injuries, trouble breathing, this is really good to do. The line of fascia that connects to your lungs also goes through the thumb here. Whew. Shoulders cracking. Okay, shake it off. What are people feeling today? Are you feeling a little bit better than you were last week or the last few days? Have you noticed a shift? Are you feeling a little bit less frustrated? Are you feeling more frustrated? We're in boundary season, so when boundaries are crossed, it builds frustration, and then with the frustration, we set the boundary. Do you have a book? We actually have a fascial maneuver guide. You can download it on our website, and that goes through the basic movements. We've got 10 primary movements that we started with when we built the fascial maneuvers in 2020, and all of those are listed in there. More relaxed, lazy. I wake up with all the thoughts. Feeling good. Nice. Okay. So what I've noticed actually the last few days for me, I've been more creative. I've been in more of a space where I can visualize and create things at a very high level. And I attribute that to, one, the energy, but also I stopped doing the fascial maneuvers as a daily practice for about a month. And because I've been doing them for years, I like to go in and out of doing things to see and understand what they're doing for me. And I took about a month off, and I started implementing it again back into my morning routine. I started with like 10 minutes, and then I went up to 15, then 20. Now I'm doing like 30 to 45 minutes every morning. And I'm noticing that I am more creative. I have more space to think about things at a higher level. There's different types of thought that I experience. One is where I'm very hyper-focused on details. It's very physical. And then there's very imaginative, daydreamy, visualization-based. And that's the space I like to work from, because I can create my world from there, and then I go into the more practical, logical, physical thought process. And I find the fascial maneuvers helps with that. So if you want to be a little bit more creative, more artistic, you want to bring the body out of stress, so then the body feels safe, and when it feels safe, you can create more. Okay, let's do another fascial maneuver. We'll do the gallbladder and the liver. We did this on Tuesday. We're going to do it again because that's where our anger and our frustration is held, our resentment is held. And during Scorpio season, a lot of anger and resentment and frustration comes up because it's boundary season. It's death and rebirth season. So you're setting boundaries, or you're hyper aware of what the boundaries are. And when people are crossing them in your day-to-day life right now, the emotions and the frustrations are amplified so that you can express yourself and set those boundaries. Okay? So let's do the anger and frustration and resentment release. You're going to take your right hand, you're going to place it on the right side under the rib cage, and you're going to push just under the rib cage there. You've got your liver and your gallbladder. Push into there. Now, if your hands are weak and you're not able to really push and twist, that's okay. But what I like to do is I push in to the organ, and then I twist the fascia like this. Doesn't matter which way you twist it, but you want to get a good grip, and that creates a little bit of friction in the fascia, so it reduces the tension. And we're going to take the other hand, we're going to place it on our neck trap area. Okay, now we're going to breathe together. So breathe in through the mouth. Hold it, and then you're going to push the air down into your belly. Exhale. Breathe in. Push the air down. Exhale. Breathe in. Push the air down. Exhale. Good. Whew. A little bit of a head rush there for me. So repeat after me. Thank you, body, for bringing up anger, frustration, and resentment, and showing me where my boundaries are. I no longer want to hold you in my body. I replace you with love, compassion, patience, acceptance. I forgive all those that have hurt me. I forgive all of those who've crossed my boundaries. Wow, I felt my gallbladder and liver relax a little bit there. Okay, now breathe in through the nose. Exhale out with some force. 2. Three. And relax. Whew. Shake it off. Shake off your hands. Let me know in the comments if you felt a shift by doing that. I feel a little bit calmer, a little bit more relaxed through here. I had a discussion about boundaries last week, and just to bring a little bit more context to it. So what is a boundary? A boundary is a line that I draw. of what I allow and what I don't allow. And that dictates your life. So what you allow will continue to persist. So if you want to total shift, oh, good. Felt the release, felt more relaxed. Awesome. Feel some chi in my liver. Yes. Okay, but why? I mean, we're just putting our hands on our body. How simple is that? Isn't that funny? You know, it's so complex. You got to take all these pharmaceutical medications. You got to go to chiropractic, then physio, then acupuncture, then do breath work, then do yoga, then do meditation, then lift weights, then sleep, then and then all you have to do really is just put your hands in two places and breathe. Say a couple affirmations. Okay, someone said I felt more angry. That's normal. So your body's holding anger and frustration in a specific part, and when you touch it like a computer, it's gonna bring up that anger and frustration for release. Now, this also brings up another conversation that I've seen come up lately as well, is in Taurus and Scorpio season, which is about boundaries and on what our heart wants. It's death and rebirth energy. There's a lot of victim or abandonment energy that comes up too. So what does that look like? Victim is I'm pointing my finger at somebody for doing something or making me feel a certain way, which, to be honest, if that person wasn't there, it's going to be someone else. And if that person's not there, it's going to be someone else. And if it's not a person, then it's something else that's going to trigger that same feeling. Like if I don't have self-worth, then every situation that I step into, I have a lens that I see the world with, and that lens is low self-worth. Okay? So if I don't value myself and I don't see my value that I bring to the world, every action I take will be with that intention behind it. So if somebody doesn't acknowledge me, boom, I'm frustrated. You didn't acknowledge me. You're a bad person. You made me feel angry. I didn't feel seen. I'm pointing my finger at them. But behind all of that is a feeling of not feeling worthy. This is a really common one. So pointing the finger, projecting, blaming others, being a victim takes all of your power away, and it puts it on outside and external objects or things. And then you will constantly be moved by others and by other things. It's like you can't really control your outside world completely. Like you can build a sanctuary, but every once in a while something's gonna go off. And if that thing that goes off can trigger you and make you feel a certain way, that thing has power over you. It's like when people go, if I'm late for this event, I'm gonna be so angry. Well, do you really have much control? Sure, you can control what time you leave. You can control being prepared, all that stuff. You can control how you're gonna get there. But let's say you plan all of the things, you've done all the things you can control, and all of a sudden there's a car accident and now you're late. Well, now I tied my emotions to an outside event that I have no control over. That's a pretty dangerous move, because now the universe says, all right, well, if you're going to be angry if you're late, well, here's situations, A, B, C, and D that are going to make you late, and now you're going to feel frustrated. So I've programmed myself to be frustrated. And I've taken all of my emotions and I put them out to the world to manipulate how I feel. That's a dangerous game. The other one is like, I'll be happy if. Well, if it doesn't happen, now you're not going to be happy? Is that really what you want to put out there? So just being mindful of what you do with your emotions. You take your emotions out of your pocket and you hand them to others, and then people can just wave them like however they want and make you feel a certain way. So if every time I don't acknowledge you, you feel frustrated, well, now I have your emotions. Today, I'm not going to acknowledge you because I want you to feel frustrated. That's a pretty dangerous game to play. So what we want to do is we want to come back into our bodies and take responsibility for the way that we feel and the way that we react to things, to go to the root cause. Why did that bring up feelings for me? Why do I feel frustrated when that happened? It's not the person. The person is just showing me a weak spot or a blind spot that I have. Like if someone triggers me, they're showing me that there's something in my closet that I have to work on. But if I get angry at them, they're just there to show me that lesson. They're just there to show me my blind spots. If I start taking them down, then their role of helping me gets taken away. So we can choose how we want to see this. Are we going to be the victim, or are we going to take this as a learning experience and say, thank you so much for triggering me in this moment or making me feel this way. I'm angry right now, but thank you because it allowed me to dive deeper into who I am and why this is bothering me, so that I can bring my emotions back into my own pocket and I can manage my emotions. That's how I can control and balance my emotions and stay in harmony throughout the day. Because if I'm constantly triggered by everything and everyone around me, I'm going to be exhausted by the end of the day. Because every time you're triggered, if you get frustrated, that drives hormonal energy. If you drive hormonal energy, then you're going to crash. If you crash, you're going to be tired at the end of the day. Imagine if you have that 5 or 6 times throughout the day. And then you're going to be pretty tired. And then the next day it's harder to get up. And then you're more triggerable. So just wanted to bring that up because I see it. I've had people point their finger at me for doing things in the last week or two. And at first I was a little frustrated because I'm getting pointed at, but I'm like, okay, so I'm showing them their blind spot, but why are people pointing the finger at me? So I'm going to go and dive into that field. Like, why am I bringing that experience in? Why do I need the finger pointed at me? So that, what am I learning here? That's what I want to dive into, because people might point their finger at me my entire life. If I get frustrated every time people point their finger at me, then I'm basically now handing my emotions over to them and say, okay, point your finger at me every time you want me to be frustrated. Point your finger at me every time you want me to be sad. So what emotions do I feel when someone blames me, projects at me, or plays the victim around me? And why am I attracting that energy into my life? That's the question I want to ask. Because it's frustrated when you're trying to help someone and then they point the finger at you. They point all their anger and frustration at you. Love that you're sharing. Thank you. Yeah, we post all of our recordings actually on our YouTube now for the Instagram lives. There's tons of videos on there.
Oh, hi.
Good. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm taking in all you're saying, and it's so hard for me to let go of things sometimes when people frustrate me or hurt me. We've had a really, really difficult year and a half. Lost a lot of people. Lost a grandson that never got to come home from the hospital. And things people say. You know, I live across the street from my daughter that lost her son, and I watched that hurt. It's hard for me to let go of things. I don't know how to help. I try to help myself so I can help her more. I don't know. It's just really,
couple quick things.
Really
When's
difficult.
Your birthday?
October 27th.
Oh, perfect.
66.
Scorpio is Scorpio season, and we're talking about letting go. Okay, Scorpios are the boundary, and they own the throat chakra. So they're meant to express the boundaries, where the lines are. Okay? So first of all, show me your words, and I will show you your future. So the first thing that you said to me, it's so hard to, I'm having a difficult time, I can't do this. So I can tell you where your future is going to be if you continue using that language. And I say that with the best intentions.
Yeah.
So I still want to hear your story, and it's okay to use that language right now while you're explaining the story. But what we're going to do later on is we're going to reframe your story so that you can change your future. Okay? Okay, so what's going on? What are you experiencing? Okay.
Sadness, grief, not knowing how to help your daughter when that's all you want to do is make things better and you can't. You know, it was a terrible diagnosis, and we were so close, and I'm so thankful that we were here when when they need to run to the hospital. They had another one at home, and actually I'm watching the babies today. She's had another one, and I'm so thankful that I can help. But I hold a lot of stuff, and Human Garage has helped me a lot to release that. I do the maneuvers every day. But it's that process of not, when I feel sad, I don't know if I should say something to her and her husband, because I don't want to make them feel worse. And I don't, if she's having a good day, I don't want to say, oh gosh, I'm struggling today. But it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. I I'm stay at home now. I used to teach for many years, and I feel like I was put here for a reason. I'm here to help, because I really don't know why I quit teaching and moved here, and now I'm across the street from them. But that's why I think. I ended up here for that reason. So I want to know how to help. I want to know how to do things better for them, to help ease my struggles, their struggles, and to make things just a tiny bit easier.
How are you with taking care of yourself, and do you feel in alignment with your purpose, your heart, and what brings you the most joy?
Well, as you can see on my face, my body has changed so much, but I hold it all here, and at night and that was one of the things I wanted to chat with you about, is I do the maneuvers, it's all here. I'm like this when I sleep. I know I am, because I've never had this scowl here before. I've never had, and even though I'm doing them, I know at night I'm not releasing that tension. I'm not sleeping well. I'm not resting. And I think that I'm working on things to try to make those things better, because I think that's the only way that I'm going to be able to help, is if I'm okay. But it's really hard for me when I sit on my teeth hurt, my jaws hurt, because I know I'm just clenching everything down, and this line and everything is just, I can't. And if you give me 1 second, the baby that I'm watching, I go grab him, and for me, come right back.
Yay, this is going to be interesting. Many different ways to go about this.
Thank you, Jason. And I apologize about that, but this is the rainbow baby that came after we lost the
When's their birthday?
So this birthday
June
is
30th.
June 30th.
Yeah. Leo.
Yeah. Yes, this is June 30th. So that's my recovery and joy, is that I get to help here. But I know this one and Big Sister struggle too, because of the grief from Mom and Dad. So there's a lot. Yes, Mama and Daddy. So, and it's funny, the little one here, when I'm doing maneuver, I'll see her sometimes, she's turning going, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. You're 3 and you're learning how to mimic me. So I want to be that example. I want to be the example of learning how to find a way to really.
Yeah, and thank you for those who said June 30th is Cancer. You're right. I was thinking July. So what would you like from me here? Because there's a lot of different ways that I can approach this. And if I know what your end intention is, then it will guide me a little bit.
My end intention, I think, is the best way for me to relieve my anxiety, I want to be able to rest better at night. I've changed my diet a lot. When we first found out about the diagnosis, I went through severe hives. And in retrospect, I know that it was just my anxiety of how am I going to deal with this? I mean, head to toe. And, that's one of the reasons I quit teaching. I just I couldn't function. I couldn't function. They were so debilitating. And now I can't, now that I'm home, I'm 100% better than I was physically wise. Trying to change your diet has been difficult for me when no one else around me does. When you're eating to suppress grief, like you're trying to push all that pain down. So I'm trying to work through that as well. But I want, and I know the answers, Jason. I know it's okay. I need to do the 28-day reset. I've done the 1, the 3, and I'm doing maneuvers almost daily, a couple times a day. But what am I not doing? Am I not doing them right? Like I try to do the jaw release so I'm not clenching so hard, and I don't know that I'm doing it properly. So those things, I just want to be able to take better care of myself so I'm not the person that they're losing in a year or two because of my symptoms.
Okay, it sounds like you're on the right track. Everything you've talked about is you here, which is really good. Because Scorpios want to protect those they love more than anything. So that's a natural tendency. That's their strength, is protection. You see all the ways that people can get hurt, attacked, or things that could fail. And then you build the structure that people feel safe in, right? The space. So you've got family stuff. You're trying to protect and help your family. But everything you've talked about here today is about taking care of you, which is really good, because go to that one person in your life who, when they walk in a room, they just light the room up. And it's like, how good does it feel to be around that person? It's like they lift you up just in their presence. So what you're doing by saying, I want to focus on myself, is you're becoming that light. Okay.
I think I used to be that person, Jason. I think I used to be.
But
I've lost that person.
Have you lost it, or have you found contrast? Sure. I mean, look, I've been an athlete, and then I've not been an athlete, then I've been an athlete again, and then I've been super social, and then I've been antisocial, then I've been super social again. And I like to go to the edges and the extremes to understand where I actually want to sit. So, okay, you were the light when you walked in the room. Your light's been dimmed, and you're saying, you know what? I like being that light. Is that a fair? Okay. So fair. What are the things that forget the I need to fix this, I need to do that. What are the things that you know at the core of you, without your brain being involved, will bring you that light back?
That's hard to say after a loss like we've had. That's hard. She was pregnant with this one before the other one passed. So it's hard. It's not a replacement, which, people go, oh, that'll be, that'll help her heal. No, there's nothing that helps you heal from that, I don't think. He's not a replacement baby. So it's just, I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult for me, Jason.
So here's one of the things. What I know from my personal experience is that the things that I hold on to and the stories that I tell impact my present and future moments. And it can sometimes be work to let go of those things, but knowing that letting go of those things will allow me to move forward and become that light again, is one of the paths to moving in the right direction, right? So the question, I guess, really is, how do we move forward in the nicest and best way possible? Because sometimes I don't want to move forward because I feel guilty, or I don't want to move forward because I want to hold on to the sadness. But if I can work through that part, then the rest will fall into place. So what if we let's go into the body, let's say some things and work on releasing what you're holding on to. And if you're ready to release that,
Right.
then we can move forward. Then the rest will just fall into place. But if we're holding on to that, you are with your language and you are with your feelings, and that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying like this needs to happen overnight, but I'm saying today you have a choice if you want to move forward from that. Do you?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
Yes, I
today,
do.
let's set the intention to move forward with a new life and release and let go of the things that have happened in the past. Okay? Are your
Okay.
hands still? That's okay. So let's do
They're
this
a
together.
little
We can
full, but
just
that's
breathe with
okay.
intention. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to feel your body. Feel your feet. Feel your knees. Feel your hips. Feel your chest. Feel your shoulders. Feel your fingers, your hands. Feel your neck and your throat. Feel your head. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it. Exhale and just let it out. Breathe in. Hold. Let it out. Breathe in. Let it out. I want you to repeat after me. Thank you, body,
Thank you, body,
for holding the grief, sadness,
for holding grief and sadness,
fear, and anger in my body.
fear and anger in my body.
I'm ready to let you go now.
I'm ready to let you go now.
I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I'm ready to move forward.
I'm ready to move forward.
Living in the present moment
Living in the present
with
moment
love and joy.
with love and joy.
Breathe in through the mouth. Hold it. And out. Breathe in. Hold. And out. Breathe in. and out. And open your eyes. How does that feel?
Thank you. I know what I need to do. I know. It's just, but that makes me feel a lot lighter. It calmed him down.
He's just a tuning fork to you, right? Whenever your emotions came up, then he would start to make a bit of noise or say something. So I know you know what you need to do. I'm going to give one piece of work for you to work on moving forward. Every word that comes out of your mouth from today moving forward is expansive, is unlimited, is loving, and is propelling you forward with ease. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm excited to see what happens for you.
Thank you. I
Okay,
am
be the light.
too. I'll keep you posted. I will.
Okay.
I'll try. Thank you so much.
Bye.
You have a good day.
Awesome. Shake it off. Feels good. Sometimes I get a little bit fragmented. Like if I have a lot of things going on in my world, like I'm worried about this person, I'm worried about that, I'm doing this, I got to focus on this, I have that. Sometimes literally I just come back to my body and literally just bringing all my energy back into me for a second. I mean, you generate enough electricity, more than a lightning bolt. So if we can just bring that back into the body for a minute or 2 minutes, that can clear everything that we need, and then we have a bit more space. You feel lighter, you feel power. You feel that power that you carry innately. Okay, what have we got here? Yeah, I'll save this. It'll be on our YouTube channel as well, so you can watch them. Hello.
Hi there.
What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Carl, and I'm from Connecticut. And
when's your birthday?
April 28th.
Taurus.
Yes, the bull.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Carl. And what brings you up
Nice
today?
to meet you. I'm sitting in a dentist office, and I'm waiting for my wife to come out. She's getting her teeth cleaned, and I'm just experimenting with this situation here. And I really got into what you were saying to her. It was very, very touching and very, very true. So I just wanted to let you know how I feel about it, or how I felt about it. It's very nice.
Oh, thank you, Carl. I really appreciate you sharing.
Please,
Thank you.
please keep up the good work, because I have you. I'm following you. So I'm learning a lot too.
Thank you.
And expression is a lot of what you're saying too. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
There's just I've had COVID 2 years ago. I don't want to get into it, but I almost passed. I came back for some strange reason,
Mm-hmm.
and when they intubated me, they messed up my vocal cords. That's why I'm kind of scratchy, and I'm working on that too.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Carl. Appreciate it so much.
Please, you keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Right on.
These when you share like that, these are the moments that give me a little bit more fuel on the days that I'm not feeling good.
For sure.
That help me keep going. So I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. You're bringing tears to my eyes, guy. You're bringing tears to my eyes. For sure.
Thank you.
Keep up the
All my
good
best.
work.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Take care,
See
Carl.
you too. Bradenton, Florida. I'm there.
Sounds
Not
good.
yet. I'm in cold Connecticut.
All right. Take care, Carl.
You too. Bye.
Huh. That was awesome. Thank you. Wow. You know, some days I don't want to do this. Like some days I don't want to get up. I don't want to get in live, talk. And other days I love it, and it's all I want to do. And the kindness that comes from some of you is just, it feels so good. And it fuels me, and I bring that energy into my day, and it helps me create more programs and help more people, and it really helps. So thank you. Right now, right now is the time for people to start setting the line and going after what it is that you want. Last year in Scorpio season, we were ending the story that we were born to live. And over the last year, we've been stepping into the story that we were born to live. Sorry, we were ending the story that we were born into. Now we're stepping into the story that we were born to live. That's why the world's changing so much right now. And this year has been the process of stepping into the new form of who you're becoming. And right now you're drawing the line to say, I no longer want to be that old person. This is the person that I want to become. We do our vision for Human Garage every year at this time. On November 11th is actually when we do it every year. And we finish it around November 18th. And the reason why is because in boundary season, we're saying these are the things that we tried over the last year that we didn't like, or that didn't work, or that we don't want to do. And then you bring in your heart and you say, these are all the things that we want to create over the next year. And we paint that out. We actually draw it out and say, okay, what does the world look like for Human Garage and the people around us a year from now? And the way I see this is we're going to have coaches on Instagram hosting classes, multiple times a day so that people can come on here and they can move, they can get to know other people who are doing this practice. There's going to be programs with parents helping children. We're going to be going to schools and hospitals and clinics and really sharing this practice. We're going to have different properties around the world that people can go to heal their bodies, do the 28-day life reset. We're going to have supplements being distributed in different countries where people can't really afford them. So these are just some of the things that we're working on, and this is the time to be defining that, to write out your painted picture, to draw the world of what it looks like for you, and define that vision. Because once you have that compass or that painted picture or that vision, then all of the hows and the whys and the whats, they all start to show up. If you say that you're going to go to Australia, then you run into someone on the street who says that, they live in Australia, and they tell you the best places to go. And then all of a sudden you're scrolling the internet and an ad pops up for a flight to Australia for a discount. All of the options start to pop up in front of you once you've defined where it is that you're going with clarity. And that's what we're doing right now. That's what I encourage everybody to do through Scorpio season. Define what it is that you want to do over the next year. Write that, solidify it. It can get to 80%. It doesn't have to be perfect, but give an idea of where you're going, and the rest of the year will start to fall into place and align with where you're going. So with that, I'm going to end the live today. Please head over to our YouTube channel. You can subscribe, and you'll see all of our lives there with timestamps and a title, so you can start to find the content that you're looking for. We're going to start implementing a lot of this live content into micro-learning courses. So if you want to learn about nutrition, or you want to learn about breath work, or you want to learn about hydration, or you want to learn about astrology, whatever it might be that we like to talk about, we're going to start putting that into our programs so that people can learn it really quickly and simply. So head over to our YouTube, subscribe, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks, everybody.